So today I woke up, it was on the trending section of YouTube, and I saw a video and I was surprised on who the user was. It's Michelle Phan, and she has been away for like 8 months, so I was actually curious to hear more of her story. And when I saw that video, it definitely did something to me, because there was a lot of that story that I either have similarly experienced or I feel like it's a story that needs to be told, so I decided to make this video. 3 main points in this video that I want to really elaborate. The first one being the impact of family that had to her career and her goals and her passion and all that kind of stuff. I think is a very important story. Second one being depression, and the third one is something that I'm going to conclude the video with, but I want you guys to watch through and or just skip through. Here's the minute portion if you really wanted to go look at it. So I'm going to do it in a different order. I'm going to talk about depression first. Depression is real, guys. Mental health is a serious issue, and I think it's very brave of her for admitting it to the degree that she did. She produced a video that literally has millions of views on it that talks about her depression, her battle, and what she's dealing with it. The second part to it is kind of the reality of what this camera and this phone kind of does to us, right? As someone who works in social media every day, even I have to take one week out of an entire year that I go tech free, because otherwise I realize I've noticed this, that I lose myself. I lose what I truly believe in. I get tied to the materialistic things or the superficial things, and you know, the anxiety of, ooh, I didn't get enough likes, or ooh, I didn't do this for client, or all that kind of just things that are like, this should help our lives, not make it worse, and sometimes we forget that. So I really appreciate her telling her story, and you guys should really support her or anybody else going through a similar thing. Please don't take it lightly. It's a real serious thing. The first point, and I want to talk a little bit about Michelle's story there, was Michelle is a YouTuber. If you don't know, she did makeup tutorials, and she did that, and all of a sudden she got really famous. She ended up getting to monetize it very well, having her own cosmetics line. She also had background as an art school, so she can sketch and all that kind of stuff. So she is extremely talented, and entrepreneur. You can see many things, but she's gone through a lot. One of the main things is that she is now known for, unfortunately, is kind of the lawsuit. And it was unfortunate because it seems like, I don't know exactly what happened, but it seemed like it weighed her down a lot. And anyways, that's her story. What I didn't know was about the family background. She was a beautician, I think. Beautician, maybe? So she was a beautician. One of the things that she noticed as a little girl was she loved how her mom made other people beautiful, and she wanted to be just like her. But her mom said, no, don't be like me. Make money. Go do something like being a doctor. So all throughout her career or high school, she studied and wanted to be a doctor to please her parents. Well, that's a very common story in Asian households. I'm not sure how many of you guys are familiar with Asian parents, but if you're not pushing your child to become the most successful and most rich, they look down on you. Not only that, when you're at like parents meetings and you're not the one talking about where your son or daughter went to college, what they're doing, how much they're making, what kind of car they drive, what house location it is, that has a huge status to it. We are in a society, and especially with all the self-help motivational videos talking about you and your passion, fuck what your parents think. And I know Gary Vaynerchuk is infamous for this, right? Don't think about what your parents will think, do you. That, unfortunately, and maybe I'm speaking on behalf of too many people, but a lot of Asian families get that pressure, and it's very hard for people to do. Now, I'm definitely on the other side. I definitely said, no, I don't care what my parents are thinking. I went the other way. But that struggle is real, and I've seen a lot of people go through that, whether they're Asian or not, and disappointing parents, disappointing the people you love by trying something that you're really passionate about and kind of let it build. It's a real thing, and I'm glad she told that story, because I guarantee a couple millions of people, quite literally, that are watching her video are going through the same thing. She put her family and her success and the promise to take care of family before her own as a person, and it had some really big impacts on her mental health and health overall, and just the happiness. So watching that video, it kind of made me sad, because I get where she was coming from. But I also hope that she now truly is finding herself and feeling better. The third thing that I kind of teased out, but now you guys are actually getting to hear, is about happiness. And that's something that she talked about. She kind of ended with, she made tutorials on making people look beautiful, but she wants people to feel beautiful. Even for someone like me, and a lot of my friends that are watching this are gonna go, this is pot calling the kettle black, but I'm always that type of person that always put my career over everything else. Love, friends, family, it's always been career, and it's always been able to succeed and always go for it. Like, I'm the type of person that spends the weekends reading journals about social media or business case studies just so I can understand a little bit more about my profession, just to give the slight little edge. And it's a little bit sad, but it's also something that I'm so passionate about that it's like, if I'm away from doing what I'm doing that helped me in my career, I'm not there with friends or family. So it's something that I've told them is kind of like, it's not because I don't want to hang out with you, it's just when I do, I'm kind of a zombie when it comes to it. I'm just driven that way. A lot of people, and there's one coworker specifically saying, you make tons of money, you spend weekends doing this, but are you happy? And I said, really, I am. And she's like, you're probably not. And I'm telling you, I am. This is my passion. I found my passion. It's in social media. It's in this landscape. And I love doing it. But where passion, I think I want to tie it back to happiness. Which is, even though I'm happy and I'm good in my career, there's something now I want more of. And this is something that has come to light, and it's a little bit full circle for me, and maybe why this video by Michelle was so hitting, because for all this time that I pushed so hard to get ahead in my career, I'm gonna be okay. I think I figured it out on how I'm gonna keep improving and where to find the balance. And now I'm making a more of a conscious effort to not just put career in front of me, just put myself in front of me, but take all the other things that are possible in life that make my life. I read an article that you can only have 3 out of 5 things. It was fitness, love, friends, family, and career. I've always had career, I've always had family, and I've always had friends to a degree, but I'll be honest, I didn't really balance the 3 the best, so it's probably more 2.5-ish on friends. Well, I've gained, I want to say 30 pounds since started working at my current agency, and probably if I'm going all the way back from 3 years, I probably have gained close to, well, losing fat and all that kind of stuff is probably close to 50 pounds. I mean, I used to be skinny, I used to be fit, I used to be an athlete, like none of that is possible. And part of it is all my fault, right? I'm not saying this is what it is, but it's a conscious effort that I made on the other half. And I felt like I was so lacking in the career part that I tripled down on it. I didn't think about having a balance, I went full steam ahead. Recently, I don't want to say about like 3 months ago, I started thinking more about how important family is to me, and how important it is for my Asian parents to be able to tell the story about their child. And you know, it just really brought to life a lot of things. I had to make some really hard choices, but it is something that we should all think about. Being happy for me is also making my parents happy. And I don't want to talk about someone who put career ahead and succeeded, and now talking about Michelle, who put her career and then took care of family, but now is taking care of me. Well, my version of now the happiness is being able to take care of my parents, be able to help them achieve their goals, per se, about their children. The other thing is kind of why I'm doing this YouTube series in general, and actually it's kind of flipped the order because this video kind of is ahead of some of the other content that I'm going to launch. But I want to give back to the agency community, because at starting, all I see is people who make really no money, don't know how to get out of it, and leave. And I alluded to that a little bit earlier in the video, but it kills me. And it's something that I help on a very micro level. A lot of people that I know, I try to introduce them to the right recruiters. I try to help them how to work on their portfolio. What are some of the things that they can do to get it ahead, kind of things to study, etc. But I can't do that at scale. They don't know how to talk the talk, walk the walk, or how to improve in their career. So this is why I wanted to do something like this. I'm not natural on camera by all means. My God, if you guys actually made it to this period, you guys know how awkward I am when I speak, but I'm hoping to beat that fear, that insecurity is not the right word, that fear of just sucking doing this, to help someone. If I can help one person to achieve the same kind of career fulfillment that I have and I'm going to have because of how dedicated I am to this industry, it would make me happy. And I'm gonna do things that make me happy. And it's not just career driven anymore. It's family driven, it's fitness driven, and all that kind of stuff. So net, everything all together. What I love about Michelle's video was it was a very, very interesting and deep and insightful and hurtful in that, like, it hurt me watching it. But I loved her story, and I love kind of what she's doing to herself, because she could have easily gone into drug habits, or she could have easily committed suicide or overdose or all that kind of stuff, and she's doing something about herself. So really proud of you. You're an inspiration to me and countless other people. Thank you for putting that video and being vulnerable. So really appreciate it. So thank you guys for watching. I know that was a shit ton long. Probably you're like, why is this guy talking about a beauty vlogger? That's probably gonna be the last time I'll ever do it, quite frankly, but it was a very important video I think she put out. I'm very proud of her. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and please give her support. Tweet at her if you can. Right here, that's her handle. It's really simple, and hopefully hopefully she'll feel better. Room for you. Thanks.